So we're partway through the install on this MK7 Golf R. It's a 500 horsepower MK7 Golf R. It's having loads of problems with oil temperatures and engine water temperature and DSG oil temperature. So these products are really going to benefit this car. So we're going to run through the standard cooling system and why it begins to struggle, like hard use on the road and also on the track. So basically we have the standard car. The standard setup is you have the AC condenser here, you have the intercooler, and then you have the engine water radiator, which is pretty conventional. The problem comes in is when you've increased the boost, increased the power, you basically increasing the amount of heat rejection the radiator has to do, because obviously you're running more power and more heat. So with the engine water radiator being right at the back is a 26mm road core, so it's a very, very small engine water radiator. And then any of the stage 2 guys who are obviously going to be running a performance intercooler, running like the integrated engineering intercooler on here, which uses all the space, the radiator has an even harder job of cooling the coolant, because there's a lot less flow through this package. The reason why the DSG temperature begins to spike quite high is because the standard coolant route is basically coolant comes straight out of the block, comes into a Y piece, part of it goes into the engine water radiator, and then part of it goes into this small DSG cooler here. So this cooler is only 26mm, it's a dual pass, it's a very, very small core. It's not very efficient at exchanging the heat. So it basically comes straight out of the engine into the water radiator and then back into the DSG, and it's mainly for heating the DSG rather than cooling. So basically what happens is when you're using the car hard on track or even hard on the road, once the DSG, which is somewhere around here, DSG oil starts to get very hot, the engine water temperature is obviously getting very hot as well. This tiny little water radiator has got hot coolant coming into it, going into the DSG. The DSG is already really hot, so the DSG basically can't exchange any heat with the hot water, so you need to improve this cooler before you can reduce the temperature of the oil. So today, we've got the CSF all aluminium quadruple pass DSG cooler for the MK7 MQB platform, so like DS3, MK7 Golf R and the 5F Cooper. So we just want to go run through some of the features of this cooler alongside comparison with the standard cooler, which we've just removed from the car here. So as you can see immediately, this cooler is much thicker. So the CSF cooler is a 42mm road core, whereas the standard cooler is a 26mm road core. So the CSF is much thicker. What's more is the standard cooler is a dual pass, so the coolant goes down, goes across the bottom and up through the top, so it only passes the core twice. With the CSF cooler, it passes the core 4 times, so it's quadruple pass cooler. So it goes down once, up again, down again, and then up one final last time. So this basically means the coolant uses all of the core, passes the core for a long period of time for the coolest outlet temperature possible. So what this quadruple pass core also has is CSF's unique B-tube technology, which you won't find in the standard DSG cooler or the standard engine water radiator. And basically what this technology does is it improves efficiency by about 15% within the same space criteria. And it does this through using a thinner or lighter material, and part of the reason why it can do this is because it's got this B-tube here. So typical O-tube designs need to use thicker constructions to stop it from pinching down in the center, and because you have this seam running down the middle, you have more laminar flow. What you also have with this DSG cooler is you have the CNC machined fittings, so fitment should be exactly the same. As well as all these features being unique to this cooler, it's also got a special protection gauze on here, just like the original. So we've been through the DSG cooler in some detail, and now we're going to go through the all aluminium triple pass CSF radiator. This will fit all of the MQB platform with the 2-litre TSI engine, so like Golf R, Golf GTI, Seat Leon Cupra, Skoda VRS, 8VS3, 8VA3, all those kinds of models. So we'll run through some of the features now. So just like the quadruple pass core, you've got this B-tube technology, and you know all the features of that already. But this core is a triple pass, so the coolant comes in through the top here, passes once, passes twice, and passes a third time. The standard cooler is a single pass design, so this is a massive improvement over the standard core. So you've got all of the original fittings, like here, all CNC machined, and then you also have the original quick connect fittings for the hoses. So there's going to be no drama with installing the hoses. So we've got the standard cooler removed from the car, so we're going to have a look at some of the differences. I think what's immediately obvious is just the thickness of the core compared to the standard one. As we spoke about earlier, the standard one's a tiny 26mm core. The CSF is a dual row 42mm core, so it's significantly larger.